Hey guys, it's showtime. Sorry, I had to do some stuff to make my mic work, but now it's working just fine. It kept wanting to default to my webcam, and I'm like wanting to use my mic and wanting to use all my lights and all of the things that I have today. So I'm Lisa Allen. If you don't know me, I am the timing specialist, and we are here today because I'm going to be coming on quite a bit with YouTube as well as other platforms. So if you're more on Facebook, or you're more on Instagram, or you're more on LinkedIn or Twitter or some of those, I'm going to be trying to go on there. I'll be doing TikTok later because TikTok is really reliant on the phone. And in my new place here, in Los Angeles, I am using the computer as much as possible for reasons of electromagnetic field sensitivity of the landlord that has this house. And so we're just, I'm just using my computer as much as possible. And StreamYard is great because they do multi-streaming and all of that. So I'm doing each platform first just to see like what's going on. Timing magic. So that's why you guys came here. So last night I decided to write some notes, like just to make sure that I would tell you guys like what this is about and why I'm different. Okay. So it's kind of funny because about 3 decades ago, I fell into learning about astrology from, actually, funny enough, an attorney who used it to win his cases. And I had some other awakening experiences around that time, and it was my Saturn return. So as I now approach my second Saturn return, it's pretty funny. So 3 decades later, here I am live streaming on YouTube about what I'm doing. So what has happened over time, besides getting healing talents, also I became a master herbalist. That's the MH that you see after my name sometimes when I'm doing other things. You'll see that I have MH after my name, and that's what that's for. Is I have a diploma from the School of Natural Healing for herbalism, and that's located in Utah. And to my knowing, it's the oldest herbal school in the United States that's still in existence. So I believe that it started in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. So I became an herbalist. I became a Reiki master. I started gaining other skills in like cord cutting and all kinds of other things. But the actual thing that people came to me for was they were already psychic. They already knew what was going to be happening, but they didn't know when it was going to happen. So before, I would have readings where they would come in and, my minimum is $50 because I have to, like concentrate my time, and we have to like join time together in order to get that timing advice. And that was getting kind of expensive for my clients to just get the timing instead of, because they already knew what was going to happen, or they were skilled and did their own readings. So they already knew what was going to happen. Maybe they're studying astrology. Maybe they're studying oracles, tarot, other, kinds of oracles, and they already get what they're supposed to have, or they have another reader or other friends or, other things that they get the information from. And that is all awesome. And the part that they have trouble with is timing, meaning when does it happen? When does it? And the reason that that's so important is because here in the third dimension, like in a body and in these human meat suits that we have, time is kind of like a real experience. But in the spiritual realms, time doesn't really exist. Like it's ever present. It's like the all that is all the time, past, present, and future all at once. So, and it's like forever in every direction. So time is not important in other realms. And that is the realms that psychic people get their information from. So it's hard to get that particular kind of information. Oddly, through the use of my pendulum, as well as me studying astrology for the last 30 years, I have learned that my pendulum, I can get it like through my body and measure it through the pendulum. And then I could, if I need to, reverse engineer the answer and find out, oh, Jupiter's changing signs, or Jupiter's on your midheaven, or something else is going on, like where you had to wait this long. And a lot of times it has to do with the moon either changing signs or changing phases too. The new moon and the full moon, especially, there is like energies that usher in totally different landscape of energies so that things can take place that couldn't take place in, like beforehand. Now I will say this though, there are times that when I get a timing window for people, like in their questions, and sometimes that timing window doesn't quite fit like what the person is needing. Like, in other words, sometimes it needs a bridge, right? Like sometimes it's like, okay, I'm doing this, but then I need to get to point B, and it'd be easier if this other piece locked in first before I did this other thing. Can we change the timing? Sometimes we can, okay, just by requesting it. And so we can align our energies to like really do that. But what I usually ask people to do is to like ground themselves, okay? And I'll kind of go through a little grounding exercise here, like not a really big one, okay? Just to kind of show you what's going on. And then you want to clear your energy field of any residual energies that might be interfering. Okay. And what I mean by that is, we go through the day and we end up picking up stuff. It's kind of like how dust is on a table, right? And you have to dust the table. It's kind of like that. Okay. It's like we need to like psychically dust ourselves off. Okay. Or just get some of the interference out of the way. So when you're grounded and then like just your energy is clear, then we can ask for a timing change and then see like what we can do. Like sometimes you won't get it all the things you want, but it'll still make it easier. Okay. So I just thought that you would like to know that. And I see that Moonflower Fairy says that she can only stay for another 35 minutes. Did you already ask me a question, Moonflower Fairy? Going to watch it on the other account. Okay, I don't see a question yet. So and I'll go ahead and explain how to ask a question, but I wanted to run through like kind of what I do, because there's some people here that are like, I'm clueless. I don't know what it is that you actually do. And it's weird because I don't even run into other people that really do what I do. So the only people that I know that like can get really precise timing are horary astrologers, and they are amazing at what they do, and it's a very great skill to have. And it's not like regular natal astrology. It is literally a chart is drawn for the moment of a question, and they can answer the question by looking at the chart. And it's a very it's more of a 3D approach to astrology, like instead of the esoteric feeling of Venus like being love and all of these things that are kind of like not tangible. Like it'll be like Venus rules women, okay, something really specific. So it's an entire system, and you go through a list of like rule out the chart if it's this and all of these things. Very technical, but it's also expensive to hire a horary astrologer all the time. You really want to only do that when it's important, right? So I am making a service for people who are already intuitive, people who already know what's going to happen, or they did their own readings and they could figure it out, and then had other people like maybe, like chime in and confirm it, and all of this type of stuff, but they didn't get a time window about when it would happen. Okay. So I do not need to know the background of your question when you put it in the live chat. All I need to know is when will, whatever the thing is that you want, blank, okay, happen. Okay. That's That's all you have to do. When will fill in the blank happen? When will the check arrive in the mail? When will, you know, this thing with my family like subside and get over? When will, I get the job? When will I do this? Now, sometimes even with the questions, maybe there are more than one possibility and you haven't made the choice yet in order to do that. So what I call that is a choice point, or a, I like choice point right now. We might be able to call it something else, but literally you have to arrive at a place where you would choose something. Then you can do the timing from that choice point. Okay. And so maybe that choice point hasn't arrived in your field yet. Sometimes you have multiple choice points to make in order to go one way or the other. And humans want to, like have all of these things done for them sometimes. Okay. But really, we have to choose, like, as things arrive sometimes in order to do things. And a lot of these things are done from our soul contracts, that like we've agreed to like learn certain things by experiencing certain experiences, and those experiences have their own unfolding and cannot be interrupted. But you still need to make the choice once that unfoldment happens. I cannot do anything about those types of things unless you want to change your contracts. And even then, most of the time, I find that we cannot change the big stuff. Okay. Like, I'm just going to tell you. Okay. I see your question. That's excellent. So how I do timing is I usually use my pendulum. But first, I make sure I'm grounded. Okay, so it's funny because in my other involvement with the Elven spiritual path, we have a meditation wherein we become the two trees of Tolkien's Legendarium. Yeah, you see the Tolkien, right? You see my Tolkien art here that my daughter made for me for Christmas one year, or my birthday. My birthday and Christmas are very close together, so it's kind of one of those things. So I usually do the grounding by visualizing the tree roots going down to the center of the earth. And then even like you can make him even wrap around or just plunge right into the center of the earth. And so I just visualize that energy, and then the energy from the earth coming up through my being, and then the energies of the sky even coming down, and then intermarrying and clearing out my chakras and balancing everything. So I visualize that. And then I want to make sure that I'm in the space of in between the spiritual realm where there is no time, and then the 3D realm where there is time. Okay. I'm in the space in between so I can measure. Okay. That's just how I visualize it. I've started writing a book about that, and I will be, my publisher, Llewellyn, I love them, but they wanted a larger book and like more expansive in certain areas. And it felt like repeat to me, like of other books that were out there. And it just didn't feel like the right thing for me at the time. So what I may do is either self-publish or find another publisher that doesn't mind putting, just concise, here's how I do it, and not have to like necessarily teach somebody tarot while they're doing timing. And on that note, if you guys are on my list, meaning my email list, I have a tarot timing ebook that I made available recently in the downloads area. So if you don't get that, you can either get that on my Timing Insiders group in Facebook, or you can ask me for it and I'll send you the link to it. Or you can, if you sign up for my list, you'll get the download along with an astrological piece that I wrote some time ago about Pallas Athena. Okay, like I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, so I discussed this, and now, I wanted to tell you guys how I kind of practice like all of my stuff for my consultations. So I usually, for larger readings, I start with astrology, and astrology can give you the large picture, like, because it's based on your birth date and your birth time and birthplace. And there are other systems that are based on your birth date, like cardology. Okay, look it up. Numerology is even based on your birthday. So there's systems that have like an overview of what you can look at, and then you can go to your age, and you can like see the card at the moment that's happening, or the number, like, in the energies of that, and kind of the themes that you'll be experiencing. So there's ways that you can find out like long-term cycles of things. And then, in order to like ask specific questions about what's happening right now, you can use tarot or oracles, like runes, and just any kind of oracle cards. I have tarot cards. Okay, I also have these tarot cards because I like to have a couple of different decks to work with. And I get answers about things, like themes around things that I need to know. Okay. So a lot of you already do that. Okay. So I'm not trying to, sell my services, okay, with doing tarot or dowsing, or, because there's lots of people that do that, but hardly anybody does timing. Okay. And I even had to brainstorm for a really long time about how to deliver timing to all of you where it wouldn't be prohibitive. Okay, so I came up with something with Patreon, which I've linked down below in my description. And what it is that it is a super duper, like, no-brainer price. Okay, $33 a month for weekly readings. Okay, and $77 for 3 times a week. Okay, so that's either 4 or 12 readings, okay, that you get from me. And the reason that I can do it this way is that I can batch them together at the same time, do all of the penduluming, and so you still get a personal answer from me, and you get it like once a week. Okay, so for the once a week people, if I get your question by Thursday night, you'll have it before Friday morning. And then for 3 times a week, it would be Monday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. And then you would get them the next morning, okay, or before. So I just thought I would tell you a little bit how that worked. But I'm going to be doing these live, and I want you to understand like how it feels, like to see if we're kind of a match, okay, like about, how I work. So I can now do some answers. So I'm going to go over here to the live chat. Okay, Moonflower Fairy says, when will I get to move to a better location? Alternatively, or when will I find my finances getting better? And either one. Okay, so that is an excellently worded question. Okay, like, so if you were to write me that in Patreon or something like that, I could like totally go right into it and tell you. Okay, I'm going to do that right now though. Okay, so with the highest good, no harm to myself and no harm to others. Okay, so I'm aligned right now with that question, and I'm aligning with Moonflower Fairy. Okay, when will she get to move to a better location? Okay, and I'm going to like ask the pendulum to swing to either days, weeks, months, or years. Now, if I'm doing something that needs like a larger time window and larger units, I can do that. But I usually use days, weeks, months, and years because that covers a lot of ground. Okay, so days, weeks, months, or years, and I get months. Okay, so right there you get months. And how many months? Okay, I get 3 months is like your first window. And is the other 1 month is the closing window months also? Okay, and what is the other unit of time for that? Years. Okay. So it's either 3 months or how many years? Okay, so it's between 3 months and a year. And I guess that this depends on choice points. Okay, remember we were talking about like how things maybe haven't shown up yet, and you can either choose something, and if you choose that, then you either go in 3 months or you go in 3 years, or I'm sorry, 1 year, okay, or somewhere in between that. Okay, now I will ask about the finances part because that might be reliant on making that question answerable. Okay. So, when will Moonflower Fairy's finances improve significantly enough for a move? Is that a good way to ask that? Okay. Days, weeks, months, years, months. Okay. How many months? Okay, so I get 2 months from now, you'll have a significantly better financial picture in order to make that move. Okay. And can Moonflower Fairy improve that and make it even more quickly in the finance area? Is there a way that she can do that? Like, okay, I'm getting a no on that. So I can't give you permission for that. Like, I mean, or the guides aren't giving me permission. It says 2 months. Okay. Does that make sense for you? Moonflower Fairy. Okay. I'm going to see. I hope you find them. Okay. Okay. Good morning. A Scorp girl. Diane. Oh, that's so great. Thank you for coming. That's awesome. Heidi. Oh, this is wonderful. I love Heidi. Heidi is, man, I just connected with her so much when I visited her on my way back from Montana. It was so fun. Okay, Moonflower Fairy says thank you. Okay, so do you see how the service like that I'm offering for my people, like do you see how like it's a quick question? I do the dowsing, but in order to do this like regularly, I have to charge you $50 like for my minimum appointment. Okay? And I knew that I could do this in a way that like I could batch all of you guys' questions together, like get them done, right? And give you the savings so that you get the timing so that you can plan your life. Okay, so how important is it for Moonflower Fairy to know, oh, my finances will improve in a couple of months, I can start to make efforts to move in about 3 months, and so she can plan her life better now. Do you guys see how that works? Heidi. Aw, love you too, honey. That's great. Oh, hey, LL. I mean, the picture isn't really clear here. I know that though. Hey, sister, is that Merlin? I'm curious because you're one of the only people that call me sister. even even though I have 2 brothers that like they call me sister also. But let's see. Okay. It's really important because my living situation is not good. Okay. This is great because what we can do is we can do like also a residual, like a general, like healing and clearing of your energy so that you can. Lavender Lori. Oh, okay. Because I can't see your picture. Oh, great. Oh, thank you for coming. Oh, that's so exciting. Okay. Lavender Lori. We're both Capricorns, right? 1964. It's great. Thank you for coming. Okay. I just sprayed Lavender Lori's lavender all around my hair because my hair was a little like less poofy when I woke up this morning. And it's fantastic for getting a little bit of body back in my hair when I don't want to wash my hair because then it'll dry out the ends, right? Okay, Lavender Lori has the best lavender anywhere. Okay. I love her hydrosol, and I will probably always drive to Montana and buy it because it's amazing. Okay, so you guys, if you want lavender, go there. And she also has one from Greece that she gets that is really amazing, and I'll talk to you about that later. I had one of my psychic roommates here, and he's a channel, and he breathed it in, and he said, like Lisa, you need to breathe this in when you are doing astrology. So that's pretty cool. I wanted to tell you that. Okay, let's do a little bit of a healing for Moonflower Fairy, because we want to make sure that that the energies that she needs to go to will help propel her to that new situation. Okay, so Moonflower Fairy, I want you to ground into the earth and the source of the all that is, and the place in which everything is not only possible, but it is your birthright. Okay, because if you are born on the planet, we're all supposed to be hooked into source really deeply, and therefore have everything that we need and that we want in our lives. Okay, we want to like really feel that space. Okay, that's fine. I'm so glad you came anyway, Lavender Lori. That's awesome. Oh, sending healing. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Oh, Heidi has a gift of healing for Moonflower Fairy. That's so wonderful. And that she's from Montana too. Interesting. What part of Montana? Because I was in the Bitterroot Valley and was born there. And the Bitterroot Valley is just under Missoula, about an hour under Missoula. And then I lived in Missoula for like a little while, you know, back in the day. Okay, so let's concentrate on Moonflower Fairy and see if she can heal. We got her grounded in. Okay, and can we clear Moonflower fields, her energy fields? Oh, okay, I know where Butte and Whitehall is. That's very interesting. Okay. All right. So what we're doing right now, Moonflower Fairy, is we are sending you healing and protection. So like while you're in that situation and while you're getting out, like you need to protect your energy in order to do this. So first we are clearing out all of the stuff that, you know, happened, okay, that is not so great. So we're clearing that out of your field. And then what we're doing is we're infusing that with love and light and all of the abundance and the energy of the source and what it is that you're wanting. And then we need to protect that. Okay. So, you know, because you're, you know, you like when you are in a space where you're used to having like all of this stuff happen all the time and, you know, disappointment and all of these kinds of things, it kind of like makes a magnet for more of that. Okay. So you may not know how to magnetize the source energy like at first. So what I like to do is put like a little bit of a protection around that. So like once we do the work, like that you're protected for a little while so that you get used to that energy. Once you learn your own energy protections, work with your guides and everything. And then like when you know how to clear your energy to do all of the stuff, then you can stay in that space and then you can attract the new situation in 3 months. Do you see how, like, if you didn't do your healing, you might have to wait a year? Remember when we pendulum first? So now that we're doing the healing, let's see if the pendulum changes for Moonflower Fairy in order for her moving situation to happen. Okay. Highest good harm to myself, no harm to others. We have, okay, days, weeks, months, years. Okay, for her moving. Okay, very interesting. It's already changed to weeks instead of months. We might have changed your situation just by you doing that healing. Okay, let's check. Okay, how many weeks in which she may move? Okay, hang on. Okay, this is odd. I'm getting 5 weeks, and I know what that's in the middle of, you know, February, but maybe what it means is that you'll be ready to move by then, and then you'll start looking, and then maybe move by March 1st, maybe? Is that okay? And I got a yes on that. Okay, so that's a possibility. So I'm not sure what will come in, but let's ask for energies and support from the universe in all forms that are expected and unexpected to come to you. Okay. Expected and unexpected. Okay. All types of support. Okay. Monetary support, friend support, because I know sometimes, like say for instance, like you need to move and maybe you don't have the money for a mover, but like a friend shows up and says, hey, I have a truck, just kick me some gas and I'll take your stuff. Things like that, whatever the support is that is in the highest good for you and your situation in order to move the timeline ahead to make this happen by March 1st. Would that be okay with you, Moonflower Fairy? Aw. Heidi says, power up, Moonflower Fairy. Aw. Okay. I will ask a Scorp girl. Okay, may I address about a Scorp girl's mother publicly online on YouTube Live right now? Oh, it says yes, I can do that. Okay. And for those of you who don't know like what's going on, like sometimes I can ask questions about like if someone is ill and they're terminal, sometimes I can look at when they're passing. Okay. And sometimes I can look at like people being born, but it is that threshold of where people are crossing the veil. So I definitely need to make sure that I get permissions in order to look at that. Okay. Because a lot of times I don't get permissions to look at that. That might be somebody else that can do those types of things. But I'm going to ask right now, do I have permission to look at a passing? No. Okay. Do I have a permission to look at health improvement maybe? Okay, I don't have permission for that, and I don't have permission for like finding the passing. A Scorp girl, can you like word the question in a way that I can do this? Oh, okay. It says thank you. Okay. So we may be able to do it privately. I don't know. Like I'm not getting allowed to look at some things, and maybe because what's happening. And so this can also happen too. Sometimes the soul that is involved in, like the body and like in the whole thing, they have their own timing that either A is secret for me and that it's none of my business. Okay. And I can't look at it, or B, they are changing their timing. They're changing their contract. Because I know that it seems like, we have like a fated exit point sometimes, but that's not the actual truth in my knowing. Like maybe for some people, like they know when they're going to go and, the whole bit. But I find that we have several checkpoints where we can go or stay. And your mom might not have chosen one yet. So that might be what's going on. So either A, it's none of my business, and or none of the public's business. Okay. Or mom is still making up her mind. So I'm going to ask about that right now. And it says none of the public's business. So yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later then. Okay. In a private way. Okay. That'll be fine. Thank you for asking. Okay. Oh, will she be here at the end of January? Okay, I can probably ask that, because maybe there's something like, again, one of those choice points, right? Okay, will a Scorp girl's mom be here in the 3D in a body? Okay, at the end of January. At the end of January, I get a yes. I get a yes on that. Okay. And the end of January, now that's kind of interesting, because I mean, besides that, we'll go through another full, like another moon cycle. Okay. The end of January also has Venus, the planet of women, amongst love, money, all of those types of things, going back direct, because right now we're in a Venus retrograde. So that's pretty interesting that that's happening. So Manhattan Mermaid, yay. I need to like scroll up and see if there's any questions here. Okay, so I think that I got all the questions so far. If I missed it, because I'm just kind of scrolling here and looking, if I missed a question, please like put it back in into the live chat. I am more than happy to answer questions. I will give an example of one that I recently did, and I got a question from one of my friends up in Montana about her organization, where she wanted to see if there was, because she's handled it all by herself. Oh, Moonflower Fairy says, I have to go now, Lisa, but thank you and everyone else for everything. I hope there will be a replay to see this later. Absolutely. I'm going to keep this on replay for sure. And I'm actually going to share the replay link on Facebook and like all of the places, because I wasn't able to share the live stream itself on Facebook because it would compete with Facebook live stream, right? But I do notice that they'll let me put a replay link, okay, either in the comments or even on the actual post. And I'll probably update that a little bit later. Oh, okay. Manhattan Mermaid, please re-ask your question, because I guess I missed it, like when I scrolled up and down, because it's yeah. It's just one of those things, like when you're online, it gets kind of weird. So I wanted to tell you about her organization. She has ran it for many years, like at least 2 decades, maybe 3 decades, where she has run this organization. She's older now. She has challenges with her vision, and she was asking me if her organization, if it was time to like branch out and receive, like, if you will, a new board or a new council, okay, depending on how you look at it. And so last night I decided to go ahead and pendulum that, and I saw that it is not the right time yet, but that she should start looking in 4 months' time, and she will have that council arranged by about 7 months' time. Okay. Again, that gives her a planning so that she can do other things maybe right now, like while Venus is retrograde, which is, like totally not a good idea to find, like partners and other things, like Venus ruled, right? Like sometimes that's just not the way that works. So Manhattan Mermaid says, okay, excellent. Okay, I knew I would get one of these questions today. Okay, so Manhattan Mermaid, I want to tell you that you have the number one question that I get from like nearly everybody. Okay, and that is, when will I meet my beloved sacred partner? That is a beautiful question, and I love how you put the wording. Okay. A lot of people will ask for, soulmate, twin flame, all of those kinds of things. Okay. I believe that beloved, sacred, and I'm going to go further than that and maybe say beloved, sacred life partner, like, that your intention is lifetime, right? Would that clarify it even better? And romantic? Yes. Romantic, and also like a marriage, like meaning a partnership. Yes, of course. Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask. Okay. When is Manhattan Mermaid's beloved sacred partner entering into her energy in 3D form? Okay, into life form, like where she meets them in human to human, okay, in meat suits. Okay. So I'm going to get the earliest window first. Okay, and that says weeks. How many weeks? Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so I get 6 weeks from now. So when I go ahead, let me show you something. So I just got my my 2022 daily planetary guide, right? From Llewellyn. And okay, so 5 to 6 weeks from now happens to be, oh wow, our little holiday called Valentine's Day, right? Okay, so this is like the week of that, and then Valentine's Day is literally Monday, right? Okay, so when I looked ahead, we have the full moon on February 16th. Okay, so that might be playing a role, but let's see what is happening a little bit before that, just to like make sure that I'm not missing something. And I know your chart like to a degree, Manhattan Mermaid. So we're gonna see here like what is going on with that. Taurus. Okay, is it Taurus time like for that? No. Okay. I'm going to narrow it down to the day if I can, okay? Is it one of these days here? No. Okay. So it's one of these days here? Okay. Yeah, this is like, you know, this is my my pendulum chart, right? Which okay. And which day? Okay, it's saying around Valentine's Day. So, okay. Weirdly, I have 3 other people that is their day also. Don't ask me why. So there must be something going on. Now, the good news is, oh, and I see that Mercury enters Aquarius on that day. So not only is the moon in Leo, which is also very, you know, like it's a very vibrant moon, right? Like lots of, you know, like fun and friendships and all of those types of things. Mercury enters Aquarius. So it might have something to do with that. It also will make a trine to Chiron in Aries on the 14th. Okay. So thank you, Escort Girl. I love you so much. Thank you for coming on. I didn't even think that you would have time for me today. So that's brilliant. Let's chat later, okay? Okay. February 14th. Mark that on your calendar and let me see if that's your earliest date. So is that the latest date also? Let's just see. No. Okay, so there's other okay. I'm going to ask how many other dates can it be? Okay, so how many? Okay, it says 2 other dates, 3 other dates. Okay, let me ask something. Does this have something to do with choice points? It does. Okay, how many choice points are there? There's 2 choice points. Okay, so okay, is February 14th one of those choice points? Yes. Okay. So mark down that your first choice point is February 14th. Okay. I'm going to get your second choice point. Okay. Days, weeks, months, years, months. Okay. How many months? And that says 4 months. Okay. So 4 months so like around April 1st ish. Okay. Okay. Is there a third choice point? Yes. Okay. And what is that choice point? Days, weeks, months, years, months. Okay. And how many months is the third choice point? Okay. I got 8 months on that one. Maybe 9. So like 8.5, 9 months. Okay. So like by the fall. Okay. And again, choice points, like, and part of this is that maybe it's an encounter and you actually need to be in that encounter to like choose, like, yes, this is my, you know, like I'm going to commit to the life partnership of this particular thing or not. Okay. So that and we have choices, like, even so we do have like contracts and those types of things, but we also have choice points within our like existence. So there's kind of like this this navigation of fate and free will. Okay, so things that are quote fate are things that we agreed to before we came here. The free will piece is the parts that are in between those fated places that we chose. Okay, so we have choices in between those things. So one of my astrologer friends described it this way. It's like having a really loose fitting glove. So, you know, the shaping of the glove is there, but there's wiggle room within the glove. So it's not like that it's just this big thing that, like, you know, we're all free will and that we can do all of that kind of stuff. Okay. Some of the things are chosen ahead of time, and we need to experience them organically, okay, as a human, in order to learn the lesson. Okay. And oftentimes, in my experience, we cannot get out of that lesson. Okay. We need to know what it is that we're doing in order to do this. And we need to have the experience in order to get to the next place and recognize something, or, you know, like learn from it. So it just depends on what's going on. So February 14th. Okay. And that might be the day. So I just want to tell you, I'm looking at, like, that might be the time. And then, you know, like in April 1st-ish, okay, or by the fall. Okay. And that's what it looks like to me. And let me see, there was 4 of them, as I recall. So do I need to give her another date at this time? Yes. Okay. Give Manhattan Mermaid the last date for her to consider. Days, weeks, months, years. Years. How many years? Oh, wow. Up to 3 years. Okay. And again, maybe what we can do is, because that's such a wide range of time. Okay. That's a really wide range of time. Let's see if we can do like some kind of the grounding and then the healing to get rid of the residual stuff and see if it changes the reading. Okay. So let's do the grounding to the center of the earth. Okay. And get Manhattan Mermaid grounded to the center of the earth. And I know you're an earth sign, so you can probably do this. Okay. And now let's clear out everything that is residual, that is no longer to be in her energy, and allow it to go. Okay. Allow the sky energy also to come in. Okay. And just push out everything that doesn't belong. So we're going to just really fill her up with source energy from the earth and from the sky, like all of the stars, all of the planets, the sun and the moon. Okay. So clear out her energy and rebalance her chakras and make them work like in perfect condition, in source energy, and as it should be. Okay. Does this change her timing? Okay. It says yes. Okay. Do we need to remeasure the first timing piece? No. Okay. So February 14th is still set. Okay. Do we need to rependulum the 1st of April one? No. Okay. Do we need to rependulum the one in the fall? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to rependulum that one now. Days, weeks, months, years. Months. Okay. How many months? Okay, that moved that one up to about a 6-month time period. So that would be around the solstice, meaning summer solstice. Okay, like in that time, June, July. Okay, rather than the fall. Okay, so that's good. Do I rependulum the last one that it says yes? Okay, is that months or years? It still says years. Okay, how many years? Okay, but it changed it to about 1.5 to 2 years. So do you see how, like, just sometimes by clearing your energy, like, you can literally change the timing, okay, of everything. It's a really delicate thing. And the way that I see it is that everything is kind of like, you know, like all at once, the spirit present, everything happening in the plane of spirit. Okay. It's all that is, it's all happening at once. And then to translate that down into the 3D experience in a body where literally time unfolds in little increments. Okay. And sometimes we can get impatient, and, we have lots of lessons about that. Please remember that impatience is another form of spirit saying, oh, you don't trust me. Okay. When we are impatient, we think that like spirit should do this right now, right? Instead of saying, oh, spirit knows better than I do, like let it unfold the way that it's going to unfold, right? And when we are impatient, guess what spirit does? Oh, you don't trust me? Oh, well, I'll hold back my gifts then, because you don't trust me. So I'm not going to give you the gifts because, hey, you don't trust me, right? It's not personal, but we can create our own, we can create our own hell pretty easily with being impatient. Okay. So when we catch ourselves being impatient, we have to like say, cancel that. Okay. Cancel that. I am in perfect alignment and perfect timing. Okay. We have to really change that program. Get grounded again, do your clearing again of all the residual energies, get back in that alignment of source energy. Do your affirmations of, that you are fully abundant and that spirit comes through all the time. And even if spirit comes through with a bridge that helps you get to the other place, that is also good. But we need to at least give room for even sometimes those bridges to come in. Okay. So that's just something. And by the way, human, okay, I do this too. There's times that I'm like, okay, it's been 10 years. How come I don't have blah, blah, blah? Like I'll look at it and just realize that, it's been many years for something. And that happened with my health, actually, where I literally dealt with issues for about 15 years. And I even became an herbalist in the process to try to correct it. And it wasn't enough. I mean, it was literally, just crazy. Wonderful. I remember you. Thank you, Diane Archuleta. Okay. So earlier, and Hearts Love Joe says, hi. Excellent. Happy New Year. So earlier in my video, I was talking about how I do timing, why I do timing. So I won't go too much into that, but what you can do is ask me a question for timing, and you can word it. I don't need to know the background. You can just say, when will blank, blank, blank happen? Or you can say, when will I get my check in the mail? Earlier, we had questions of when will I move to a better place? When will my finances improve significantly? When will, I don't know. And with Manhattan Mermaid, we did a very complex one. And by the way, that's my most common question is, when will my sacred life partner arrive? Okay. Okay. Hearts Love Joe says, does Jackson want to express his feelings towards me and misses me? And will I hear from him soon? Okay. Okay. So we'll do the first part. And express his feel. Okay, it says yes. Okay, so you see it going like this. Okay, so when will Jackson express his feelings towards Hearts Love Joe? Okay, Jackson. When will Jackson, okay, express his feelings? Okay, it says weeks. Okay, how many weeks? Okay, it looks like a week and a half. Okay, and by the way, just saying that Venus, the planet of relationships, is retrograde right now. So it's kind of like going backwards in our vision, okay, the way that it looks in the sky. And the way that it affects us is that we reevaluate a lot of things. So it takes a little bit more time, and we got to kick out to the curb what does not value anymore. Okay. So it's kind of like Roto-Rooter coming in and saying, okay, this doesn't work anymore. Now, I have a question. Did you meet Jackson before December 19th? I'm asking because December 19th is when Venus went retrograde. And if you met him on that day or after, okay, I'm going to tell you to wait until February 1st in order to put any energy or anything like that in it. And it's because when Venus goes retrograde, it has a tendency to like bring us old patterns, even with new faces. Okay. So either exes come back, and then it's the same old bullshit. Okay. It's not like an improvement. It doesn't like really resolve anything. It just turns into, the same thing that it was, because we are letting these things go. We're like in our experience, like, oh, we don't want that anymore. Right. Okay. So we are in no physical contact, and I hope to see him again. Yes, and I spoke with him and texted him. Okay. Haven't physically seen him. Okay. Did you, even online or whatever it is, was Jackson in your energy before December 19th or after December 19th? I'm sorry that I wasn't specific. So I should, yeah. Okay. Because that will help me. And Diane asks, when will the new granddaughter arrive? And again, this is a threshold of the veil. Okay. Like when souls pass the veil, and when they're born and when they're dying, it's harder for me to see that because a lot of it is like about soul contracts and things that are like none of my business. Okay. So just saying, I have to ask permission specifically for that. So, do I have permission to see when a new granddaughter would arrive for Diane Archuleta? Okay, maybe to a degree. Maybe to okay. And of course we want, okay, can I ask if the granddaughter arrives healthy? And okay, it says yes. Okay, so that's good. Okay, can I get a time on that? Yeah, it's not letting me. It's not letting me. So now I'm not saying that other readers don't get permission in order, meaning some readers out there, that's actually their gift. They can actually, they know when a person's being born. They know if it's a boy or a girl. Like they know all of those things. They also know like when people are going to die. Okay. Like they know when they're leaving the planet. For some reason, I am not as privy to those things unless I ask specific permission, and every single asking is a very individual experience for me with that. And about 75 to like even 90% of the time I get a no. Okay. Like that's not some of the things that apparently that I'm supposed to be working with. So it's not about like that you're not supposed to know. You just might not need to find a different practitioner in order to get that. Okay. Or that, you consult yourself. Okay. Or like, you may think, and that would be good. Right. So Hearts Love Joe says, I spoke to, okay. I helped him feel his energy. I believe we are twin flames. Okay. I understand all of this, but okay. You're not giving me specifically if he came into your energy before or after December 19th. Mariel, hey, how's it going? Thank you for coming. And I hope that I can answer some questions for you, like maybe when you're moving, right? So we can maybe look at that. Hearts Love Joe, is there, did you have even if it was online, your online meeting of Jackson? Was that before or after December 19th? That's what I'm trying to ask. And the reason for that is because, okay, before. Okay. So I don't have to warn you in order to wait till February 1st is where I'm going with that. And that is because of astrology. Okay. But it did say that you'll hear from him in about a week and a half. And let's see, is she grounded? Okay. Does she have the residual energies? Okay. So I get that you are grounded. You are, you've cleared your energy field. And so that the reading of a week and a half is where it's at. So, but I will tell you that a lot of people are reevaluating a lot of stuff right now. And of course, with the new year and all of the stuff, like a lot of people are really busy right now. So, but yeah, about a week and a half. So let's look and see with a week and a half in the calendar. Okay. Okay, I'm in February. Hang on. So, okay. Let's see what's going on in about a week and a half. Okay, I mean, other than the moon shifting signs. Okay, okay, no, that's too soon. Oh, now that's interesting. So on January 14th, it's almost 2 weeks later, but we have Mercury, the planet of communications, going retrograde. Okay, so it's supposed to be before Mercury retrograde, though, so that's good. So yeah, I mean, other than the moon shifting signs, and we have the moon conjunct Mercury today. Venus in Capricorn sextiling Neptune on Wednesday. So next week we have the moon going into Taurus and then into Gemini by the 12th. So because it's communication related, I'm thinking maybe around January 12th. So let's see if this is like when it's in Taurus or Gemini. It says Gemini. Okay. January 12th. Okay, let's look here. Okay. So it specifically is saying January 12th. Okay. And the moon enters Gemini by that evening. So I'm going to go with the evening of January 12th is that the earliest window? Yes. Is there a later window? No. Okay. Wow. I don't get that very often. Bookmark January 12th in the evening as the contact with how he feels. Okay. Like look for that. Okay. I think he is a Virgo. I'm an Aries. Okay. Okay. All right. So Hearts Love Joe, mark your calendar, January 12th in the evening. Okay. So we're all gonna come back, right? Like on YouTube one day, and then we'll be talking about this after January 12th and see like what happened, right? Okay. Let me scroll up to make sure that I didn't miss any questions. Okay, granddaughter arrive. Okay. Okay, that would be great. Okay, I will ask for you, Mariel. Okay, and Diane says, when do I start a new job? And then Lavender Lori says, I've been planning to build my dream house for 20 years. Many things are coming together. Oh, that's a really brilliant question. Okay, so we'll get to that. And does he miss me? Okay. Does he miss her in the interim? Okay. Hearts Love Joe. I get, yes, he misses you in the interim. Yes. Okay. So I did get that. But it's, yeah, just let it go and live your life this week. Okay. And just mark your calendar and forget about it. Like just live your life and do stuff. If you fixate too much, you end up doing that weird impatient energy thing with the universe, and you can actually push it away. So you don't want to do that. Okay. You want to know the date and say, okay, bookmarked, done. I'm going to go live my life. I'm going to go enjoy myself. I'm going to be in source energy. I'm going to live in abundance. Okay. So That's how that works. Okay. I will ask Lavender Lori's question in a moment. I'm going to get to Diane Archuleta says, when do I start a new job? Okay. That's really, and I like the way that it's very specific. Okay. When do I start a new job? This is for Diane Archuleta. Yours. Okay. Weeks. How many weeks? Okay. I get 2 weeks from now. Does that sound right to you? I'll look in your answers when you live type. So I got 2 weeks. Is there another day that will work right now? Okay, it says no. So I'm getting 2 weeks. Okay. If that sounds right, go ahead and like type it in the chat. Okay. I'm going to ask for Mariel when she moves back to the United States. Okay. Is that well worded, or do you need me to be really specific about the city or the state? So first I'm going to ask, when does Mariel move back to the United States? Days, weeks, months, years. Months. Okay. And I know that that's probably not like, I'm going to ask if that's in the highest good. Oh, months. Okay. Okay. I get 3 months, but is that the answer that you were looking for? I might be able to see if we can change that. 3 months. Okay. Mariel, I'll go ahead and wait for you. I'm gonna bounce over to Lavender Lori, and thank you, Hearts Love Joe. Keep us posted on that, okay? Hearts, okay. Lavender Lori, okay. Dream house for 20 years. Many things are coming together. When will I be living in it? That is really specific. I love that. When will Lavender Lori be living in her dream house? 6 months, years. Months? How many months? Wow, I guess things really are coming together. I get 3 months. 3 months. So does that make sense? Because I mean, I thought in Montana, like in order to build and all of those types of things, that it, you need good weather, right? So 3 months, that feels really early to me. But do you already have a lot of it together? Like, is it already like constructed and maybe you're not living in it yet? Is that what's going on? So just curious about that. Yes, Manhattan Mermaid, because I've got plenty of, room today. So yes, you can ask another question. When will I move out of New York City? So when will Manhattan Mermaid move? You'll have to change your name, right? Move out of New York City. Months. Okay, how many months? Okay, I get 4 months on that. Is that a good answer for you? Or do we need to work with this, like, and see what we can do? So go ahead and okay. Diane, when I answered your question about your new job, it says you're expecting something new. So okay, so you're not really looking, you're just thinking that something would land in your lap. Oh, with regard to the new job, is it working for myself or someone else? Oh, is the new job for someone else or for herself? Someone else, it says. Someone else. And okay, that's a good question. I will see if we can make it faster. Okay, can we make it faster for Manhattan Mermaid? It says yes. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, Manhattan Mermaid, do the grounding, do the residual cleaning on your aura. Okay, that's what we want to do. Now, I'm going to propose to the spirits that we make it faster for Manhattan Mermaid to move out of New York City. Is this in the highest good with no harm to herself or others? Can we make it faster? It says yes. Okay. Now, because we can make it faster, I want to see how fast we can make it. So I want to see, like, what the fastest is, with the highest good still intact. Okay. Months still? It says yes. Okay. So how many months can we move it to in order to make it the fastest, but it's still in highest good? Okay. I'm getting about 1.5 to 2 months. And can it be faster than that? It says no. Is that good? Is that a good enough way to make it? Can it be 1.5 to 2 months, Manhattan Mermaid? Lavender Lori, wow, that's very interesting. Okay. 3 months, perhaps things really start moving on building. Yeah. Okay. But okay, so I know that you guys' weather has been pretty cold and all of that, but does that prohibit construction? I'm kind of curious about that. Oh, it sounds good. Okay, make it so, Manhattan Mermaids. Tell the universe, I wish to move out of New York City in 6 weeks to 2 months, right? Like the day that or the timing that we got. Okay, was it 6 weeks to 2 months? Yeah, it says 6 weeks to 2 months. Okay, so maybe in 6 weeks you put it together, and then you start looking and find your place, move in 2 months, right? And Diane says, okay, thank you. Okay, so someone else, and I'm not sure how that'll work with your thing, Diane. You may want to start your own gig on the side of that, if that makes sense, meaning for yourself, if you haven't already started. But I do get that you're working for someone else. Oh, that's a possibility. Manhattan Mermaid, February 14th. Meet the part. Okay. Oh, so that you have to do that before you move. Now, do you see how, like, if you moved too fast, you could actually undo, like, you know what I'm saying? This timing thing, it's really bizarre. Okay. Yes, you can. Hearts Love Joe. I'm totally fine with that. Melon. Okay. Okay, great. Excellent. And I can't wait to work with you tomorrow. It'll be so great. Will we see each other again? Okay. Oh, so you've already met him in real life at one point. So it wasn't just an online. Aw. Excellent. Excellent. Will we see each other again? And you're talking about Jackson. Yes, a big cold winter, no construction so far, but like I say, a friend has a backhoe, things like that come in, and then no movement till snow is gone. Yeah. Yeah. So, but now what it might be is that you could, so I don't know how you could do this, Lori, but you may have a thing where, like, you can get most of it together and you could literally be like in it and like doing a lot of the finishing on the inside by the spring, so that, like, you're doing the internal stuff. Like, it could be like that too. um you know just I'm gonna, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what your project looks like, but I'm really excited that you get, like, the universe is saying 3 months time. So okay. Hearts Love Joe says yes. Okay. So, and then Muriel asks another question. Go ahead and ask the question, Muriel, and I'm going to work on Hearts Love Joe to see if they see each other again. Meaning Jackson and her, do they see each other again? Do they see each other again? Okay. There's got to be a choice point of some sort here. And so, verify that if this is right, Joe. Are you guys geographically separate right now because of like other things in life that have pulled you in a different direction? Is that what's going on? Because I feel like that there's something that needs to be addressed first before I can see if you guys see each other again, and I need to know what that is. Okay. And I don't know what it is, but you probably know what it is. Okay. Muriel has not yet asked the question. Okay, I just checked the date. I messaged him and it was December 24th. Okay. 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 I'd like to ask when my good friend will be released from CO, and I'm guessing Colorado. Well, you know what CO means, so I'll ask about it. Okay, is there still a chance for my ex-fiance and I to get back together again? Okay, so I will ask that. Okay, plays sports in college. Okay, so Hearts Love Joe, I get that there has to be some kind of a choice point that you guys decide, both of you, right? Decide that you're gonna work on this relationship, and then you'll see if you could see each other again. Because I'm getting that it's hinged on an if something, then when. Does that make sense? Like I can't get a when unless there is a decision point that is the if, and that might be when he discusses his feelings with you. So check back when he discusses his feelings with you, and then we'll see if you can like see him in the future. Okay, because that's what I'm getting. It's hinging on that. Live in different states. That is so tough. It really is. It's very tough. Okay, Muriel, I will get to you. I'm going to do Diane first. Diane, I'd like to see when my good friend will be released from CO. Okay, released from CO. Can she ask this? Okay, it says yes. So days, weeks, months, years. Weeks. Okay, how many weeks from CO? Okay, I'm getting about 4 to 5 weeks on that. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense, Diane? Okay, Muriel, is there a chance for my ex-fiance and I to get back together again? I get a yes on that. Okay, and percentage, I'll measure the percentage, okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, like 90%. So it's not a sure thing, but 90% is pretty good chances. So yeah, see what happens with that. Okay, is there a timing on that? Yes. Okay. And does she have to get back to the United States first? Yes. You got to come back first. And we'll see about the timing and all of the other stuff for your ex-fiance, but yeah, it looks like it's doable. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh, and Joe says thank you. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for Diane. Does that sound right about 4 to 5 weeks? Okay, and let's see if there's any other questions that I might have missed. I think that I've caught them all, which I'm so glad I did, because I was so nervous today. I didn't know how many people would show up, and thinking that that I would be like, 50 questions a minute type of thing, and that could be overwhelming. So yeah, it looks like I got all of the questions. If I did not answer your question, can you please retype it? Okay, like let me just say that. Okay, thank you. Oh my God, thank you. Okay. Oh, brilliant. Okay, Hearts Love Joe says, and was the post he posted about me on social media? Oh, okay, was the post he posted recently on social media about Hearts Love Joe? Okay, is it a percentage? Yes, okay. Okay, it's saying 98% yes. It's pretty, I would say yes, okay, but apparently it didn't want to say yes fully. It didn't want to say yes 100%, but it says yes 98%. So I don't know what the other 2% is. you might want to, like it would be like, pick a card, right? So the other 2%, look at this. I got the death card. Okay. And in this deck, it's called the transformation. So he's doing some processing and releasing and stuff like that. So that's very interesting. Okay. Does that help? Okay. And in fact, man, I love cards, right? Do you guys love cards or what? Right. So I want to see what's going on right now. Oh, okay. So this is very interesting. So 4 of Swords is the card of rest. You see that at the top of my card here. And so we are in the time of the year for us, the Capricorn time, it's a time to go inside and rejuvenate ourselves. Okay. Make sure you guys are getting a lot of rest right now. Okay. We have a very busy spring coming up and we need to take care of ourselves. So make sure you guys are doing this meditation, clearing your energy fields a lot. Okay. Yes, I love cards too. Okay. I have 15 different decks. Oh my gosh. Okay. So when I was not professional, I had about 15 decks. When I turned professional, I have like probably with around like 100. Okay. And yet I still use like my favorite ones. Okay. So I have other favorite ones, right? I even have favorite oracle decks, and I know that they don't make this one anymore. It's called the Flower Therapy deck. I love this deck, okay? Partly because I'm an herbalist and a flower essence person, right? So I kind of resonate with it with that. But let me show you these pictures, you guys. It's off the chain, okay? Totally off the chain. And it's too bad it's out of print because Doreen, well, about 4 years ago, she kind of did a soul rotation and flew the coop, right? Ooh, look at this, you guys. This is for you. Wise Soul. Look at that beautiful azalea. I love azaleas. And when I lived in North Carolina, the spring would have these all over the place. And I just love it. So the bottom says, your soul carries ancient wisdom. Please embrace it as you have the knowledge to help those around you. So for you guys that are on this video right now and anybody watching the replay right now, this is for you. Okay. And again, this might have a lot to do with why we need to rest because, azaleas bloom in the spring, right? So yeah, it's beautiful. I love them too. They're so great. And Lavender Lori says, I went to bed at 7:30 and woke up at 7:30 and body said sleep. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot for you because I know like what an active little generator type you are. You have so much energy. I don't even know how you do it. Time to heal. I love the cards. Yes, more cards. Haha. I always want more though. I know I do too. Oh my gosh. So I have, okay. You guys got me on a roll now. Okay. I am going to show you a different one. So I love these flower therapy cards. Okay. And I was very lucky to get a hold of that before it went out of print. Let me show you another one with plant energy. And it's called the Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. And I just love like not only the cards for this, but I love the little exercises in like, oh, that's funny that I open it to plantain. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. Rewild. Okay. And it says, if you let her, Plantain will share stories of wagon trains and ocean crossings and Alexander's shenanigans in Egypt. Given a chance, she'll make a traveler of you too, drawing you gently out of your comfort zone, moving you from safe to the edge of the wild, pushing the boundaries of what is civilized behavior, and laughing at your scruples. It will start a small thing. Plantain might offer a leaf to ease a sting or the itch of poison ivy. Just chew it and spit it on the bite, she says. Great Aunt Hilda would have had a heart attack, you think, while your inner wild child smiles gleefully at this baby step from civilized. So we talk about drawing out and remembering the basics with plantain. Okay. Plantain, I learned this in herb school. This was my first herb that I actually had experience with, and I helped somebody who was terribly allergic to bees get over a bee sting, and none of the other medicines worked, not even when they visited the doctor, and I was able to help them, and that told me the power of plantain. Really amazing stuff, you guys. Make sure you keep this tincture around if you don't have plantain in your yard. Okay. It is one of the best first aid plants in my repertoire. And I would say plantain, yarrow, and cayenne pepper. Those are my three like go-to first aid type things. Yarrow and cayenne both like having a lot to do with stopping bleeding. So that's a really good thing. I need those cards. I know, right? They're so great. Let me show you guys like what they look like. And I have, so Maya actually has like full-size cards now, but when I first bought this, it had these little ones that are in the back of the book, and I just happened to have an extra bag. Lucky me. Okay, so the bag does not come with it, but look at these cards, okay? They are so cool. Right? And I love what she wrote in the book about all of them. They're just, it's so enchanting and just so wonderful. Okay. I love these. And yeah, I didn't realize I'd come on and like just be like sharing all my toys, right? It's great though. I love sharing toys. I have other toys too. I have, and this is a really hot item apparently on Amazon, and like, you know, people were like charging hundreds of dollars for this. This is a past life deck. And I actually thought about like clearing these cards out and selling them because like they were worth so much at one point. But I decided, no, I'll go ahead and keep them. So another one that, like, again, all of these are out of print and I just love them, and I'm going to still use them. The Archangel Raphael Healing Oracle cards. Really fun deck to work with when you're having health issues. Okay. So there's those. And I'm trying to think of what else like that I wanted to share with you guys. But I want them. Oh, my camera was unplugged. Hang on a moment. Again, my technical issues. Okay. Let's see if I can plug in the camera. Okay, or select. No, I want to plug in my camera. Okay, I just had to set it up again, I guess. Sorry about that. Oh, interesting. So Manhattan Mermaid says, I was silly and got rid of the Ascended Masters cards. They are so pricey now. Oh, I know, right? Now, there are some ones that are, I think it's Kyle Gray, that he has some Ascended Master cards that you may want to look at. They're a little different. I know that the artwork and some of the other things, but there's actually a lot more alternative decks now with a lot of different things. So you might not have to like, buy one of those super expensive ones. But I know how it is. Oh, I love you, Lavender Lori. Thank you for coming on today. And I hope that you have such amazing luck in 2022 with your place. You guys, she has the best lavender in Montana. Okay. She's great. And you guys should check her out. Check out her channel. She actually has like some of her, like, working with her lavender plants and some other things. You'll be fascinated. I love her book too. Manhattan Mermaid says, yeah, there are so many great ones out there. Yeah, there are. But like, yeah, check out the ones by Kyle Gray. Cause I saw some that like some of my friends actually really like those cards. So, if you have Ascended Master, resonance, like that's a good one. Etsy is full of indie decks. Most of them are gorgeous. Yes, that's true. That is true. Oh, wow. You are not kidding about that. There are ways to, like make and print decks now that are, I'm waiting. Well, yeah, maybe I don't know if I want to give Amazon this idea or not, but the way that they have, self publishing for printing books. I mean, I really do wish that they would make self publishing for printing cards too. I do. I would like to upload the back of the card, and maybe make even custom ones, like where the back is different on every card and then the front is different on every card. And oh, it would just be so fun. All the best lavender. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. Question. Did I get everybody's questions answered? I just wanted to double check. Okay. Diane, Mariel, Lavender Lori, Manhattan Mermaid, Lavender Lori. I think that we got everybody. So, and I've been on for about an hour and a half, and I think that's probably long enough for the first time. So I think I'm going to let you guys go. So thank you so much for coming. And I hope that I was able to not only show you how my service works, but give you some, stability and confidence to go forward. And that's why I named my Patreon service Timing Confidence. It's so that you guys can get your, you can do your own readings with, your cards, things like, you can do your own stuff. You can also, use your other practitioners. You can, trade readings. You can do all of those things. But when you need timing, you write to me either once a week or 3 times a week, depending on what it is. Or you can wait and come on and do it when I do YouTube. Later on, I'm going to look into doing Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, other places. Like I said, TikTok, I'm going to figure out like a way to do TikTok. But that will be later on. Okay. Cause that is really phone based, and it's very difficult to do it from the computer. If not really impossible. So Manhattan Mermaid, I'm going to create my own. I know I have a deck or 2 or more in me. Oh, brilliant. Hey, so you want to maybe check out the work of Benebell Wen. Okay. Benebell. And then her last name is Wen. She made a tarot deck, and she takes you step by step through her process of like not only making the art, but also like where she was printing it and everything. Like she shares everything. It's incredible. And she could save you a lot of time and grief. Okay. Just so that you know that. But she has a whole blog about it. She has videos, all kinds of things. Check her out. She's really cool. Okay. Yeah, sure. No worries. And I look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. Okay. Like we're going to hang out on the phone or, like whatever you want. So if you wanted to do, something like this, like where, we're on video together, we can do that like through StreamYard, and I'll give you a StreamYard link. So, send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Okay. And I think that we've got it going on. So let me check my list to see if I did everything. Okay. Lisa Allen, timing specialist, astrologer, tarot, dowser, herbalist, and energy healer, 3 decades of experience. Okay. I explained briefly why the spiritual space is different in timing than the 3D space that we live in. And it's because in the spirit world, time doesn't exist, but it exists here. And so a lot of people who are psychic tune in on the place where there's no time. And so it's harder to do those fine, like layers of like when things like actually get to timing. And for some reason, I discovered during my readings that I'm good at that. Okay. And I wanted to make a service that other psychic people could like actually access that way. And I finally did it. I finally figured out a way to do it. So that link is below, and I have other, ways to like reach me and, connect with me if you have any questions. Later, I plan on writing a full book on how I do timing. I already have 43,000 words of my prior manuscript that was turned into Llewellyn, and they wanted like 100,000 words, something like that. And I didn't want it to be like where I was teaching people how to do tarot, how to do cardology, how to do astrology. I wanted to just do timing. And there was a lot of things that they wanted. And by the way, I think that Llewellyn is extremely intelligent about their customer. This was not a harsh feeling at all, but it did not feel aligned with me because I was feeling, oh, I don't really want to rehash all of the old material that's already out there everywhere, right? So I wanted it to just be timing. Now, if you guys are on my list, you may already have the tarot card timing ebook that I made back in 2016 when I did it for Kimberly Wilborn, who is of the Guardian Gateway. And I did a couple of seminars with her with tarot and other things like back then. And it even has my old URL on it, but it's okay because there's still some really good stuff there, and it'll get you guys experimenting, especially if you guys read tarot cards. You will like it. Okay. How I douse 90% of the time, maybe even, 100% of the time, I start with the pendulum, and it's because it's just faster for me to do it that way. However, because I also keep up with astrology, I also know the cycles of astrology. And if I don't know what they are, and like, I get a timing date, I look it up in my book just to see what's going on, to get more of an idea of why things are unfolding at that time, or why that door lock is important for you. Okay. So pendulum, long range astrology, and then there's other systems that can help you long range, like so you can do your numerology for the year and like kind of figure out your cycle for the year. If you're supposed to be releasing things in a 9-year, and you want new things to come in, that's going to be pretty frustrating for you. Okay, so you want to do your long range stuff. I do long range via astrology. That's my thing. But you can get astrology, you can get cardology, you can get numerology, whatever works for you. And then the tarot and the oracle cards that we had fun with earlier, those are so great. They help define some of the finer details, like that are like not the big picture, like they can zoom in on certain things that you're asking about. But the timing I do with the pendulum, and then I can reverse engineer it with astrology to see what's going on. Okay. And so I answered, I think, all of you guys' questions today, and I'll double check to make sure. And see. Oh, okay. Excellent. That's beautiful, Hearts Love Joe. So, hey, if you ever decide to make a deck, check out Benny Bell Wen. She's pretty awesome. Wow, I want to learn from you. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so yeah, we'll be doing that, like little coursework thing here. But I did show you guys earlier in this video, like what I do. I ground, and I make sure that all of my residual energies are not interfering with you guys. And then I also send that healing to you. Okay, and let you ground and let you like get rid of your residual energy. And then I can time. Okay. And it's kind of like, so if like this is 3D here, and then this is spirit, like there's a layer where things are like, becoming what they are, like when they seep down through spirit in order to become time in the 3D. that's the layer that I am in. And like, let's just say that you can like, you know, enlarge it, right? For like viewing. And then you can like see like if it's 0%, 50%, 100%, you know, like in between. Okay. And that's how I kind of see it. And it's very much like predicting weather. Okay. Have you guys ever seen like a weather report where like they literally go, oh, here's this weather system over here, and it's traveling over here. And at the rate of speed, it's going to hit here at this day, at this time, at this whatever. But if the weather gets changed, if something pushes it away, it changes the timing. So it's kind of like that. Okay. That is how we do it. That is how I totally do timing. It's like doing weather. It's weird. Okay. Muriel gives me a little smiley face with hearts. That's cool. Okay. So if my service of doing that like once a week, 3 times a week is appealing to you, I highly encourage you to do a no-brainer purchase on Patreon once a month for that. And my link is down below. If you want to, you know, like explore a little bit more of what I do, hit the notification bell so that you are notified the next time I go live on YouTube. If you're also on Facebook, Instagram, all of those links are on my link tree. So whatever is your preferred platform, you can connect with me that way. So let's see here. Okay, excellent. Thank you for showing up, you guys. You guys are awesome. And I really had a good time today. So I will let you guys all get going because now we're probably running on 2 hours. And you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week and a wonderful 2022. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.